Every successful workout has one thing in common. They all begin with a good warm-up. I'm the anime trainer, and this is Real Anime Training. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you want to do me another favor, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button. Question of the day, guys. What do you think makes a good warm-up, and how long should that warm-up last? Go ahead and tell me in the comments, and we'll have a discussion. We already have the Real Anime Training warm-up on the channel as an old video, but we're going to go ahead and update that for you guys to give it a little bit more flair. Real Anime Training warm-up is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's a full body warm-up, and it can be used for just about any workout. It's priming all of the muscles of the body for movement in multiple different planes, so it is very useful for a general warm-up. Certain workouts might need a more specific warm-up, but this is something that you can just kind of use in general. All right, the first exercise we're going to start with is 15 jumping jacks. We're going to make sure that we pull our arms back nice and wide, and we've got those arms relatively straight, slight bend to the elbow, and we're going to have the arms come up all the way over the head and lightly touch. We're not necessarily clapping or anything, just lightly touch over the head with palms facing forward. Next thing you're going to do is 15 push-ups. Make sure that you have a nice straight line from your shoulder all the way to your heel. Elbows tucked in nice and tight. Turn those palms out so that your forefinger and thumb are making a nice check mark, and really be solid with that form. It's only 15 reps. Really focus on the form. We're going to follow that up with 15 sit-ups. In the original Real Anime Training warm-up, we had it more sort of like a curl-up motion. There was a lot of bend to the spine. Since that time, we've done a lot more research and found out that we really don't want to do that. We want to maintain a straight line as much as possible from the shoulder to the hip, and we want to try to sit up with as much of a straight back as possible. It's okay to have a little bit of flexion in the top portion of the abdominals and the upper spine, but we really want to try to maintain as much of a natural lumbar curve as possible. They even make some things that are like ab mats that you can put under your lumbar spine so that it maintains that in the bottom laying position. We're going to follow that with 15 squats. We want to make sure that we've got our feet just outside our hips. We're going to keep that chest up, and we're going to move with our hips first. We're going to push those hips back, and then the knees are going to follow slightly after that. While in this position, I want you to think about keeping the weight in your heel to mid-foot area. You're driving through that part of your foot. Do not let your weight roll to your toes here. We're really trying to activate that posterior chain, your butt, your hamstrings, all that stuff. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to move into high knees, and you're going to pop those knees up one after another very quickly, kind of in a bouncing motion. If you can't handle that bouncing motion on your knees, you can just raise your knees up one after the other without the bouncing motion. But we're going to do it for 15 seconds. We're going to try to move as quickly as possible with good form. Keep that chest up. Don't try to bring that chest down as you are raising those knees up. We're going to follow those 15 seconds of high knees with 15 seconds of butt kickers. So we're going to bring those heels up to the butt. We're going to try to make sure that we keep the knees back so the knees are not in front of our hips. We're going to keep our knees kind of directly underneath our hips as we do those butt kickers. It's going to be a quick motion. Once again, if you cannot handle any sort of bouncing motion like that, you can do it without it. Just try to be moving quickly because we only have 15 seconds. All right, following that, we're going to do a 15-second jog forward, not sprinting, just a nice, easy jog forward for 15 seconds. After we get done with the jogging forward for 15 seconds, we're going to jog backward for 15 seconds. Make sure that there's nothing in your path and that you are aware of your surroundings during that time. Don't do it on the street. If you are able to do this in a gym that has a mat, or if you're able to do this outside on a field, that is your best option. Just because you don't want to try to do this on the road, running backwards on the road is a bad idea. Following that, we're going to do a side-stepping movement where it's like a foot replacement, and we're going to do that in both directions for 15 seconds. Next, we're going to do a series of joint rotations that go from the feet all the way up to the head. So we're going to start with the ankle. We're going to stand on one foot, lift the other foot off the ground, and rotate that ankle 10 times in one direction and then 10 times in another direction. Do the opposite side to complete that section. Next, we're going to move up to the knee. So you're going to put your feet close together, bend them slightly, and we're going to make small circles with your knee in one direction and then go in the opposite direction. After that, we're going to do hanging leg rotations. So you're going to lift your leg up to a 90-degree angle. You're going to rotate at the hip by thinking about drawing a circle with your foot while keeping the knee in the air. You're going to do 10 reps on both sides in both directions. Following that, we're going to do hip rotations. So you're going to have your hands on your hips, feet outside your hips, and you're going to bring it around town. So you're going to think about pushing forward at the hips. So not the lower back. We're not moving from the lower back. We're pushing the butt forward and then pushing the butt back a little bit as we go around. You're going to do 10 repetitions in both directions. Next, we're going to do a waist twisting movement. So your arm's going to be nice and loose, and you're going to have in that same position that you were just in for your hip rotations with your feet, and you're going to twist the body so that your arms lightly slap on your abdominal area in both directions. So you're going to do 10 repetitions both sides. This one's going to be back and forth, so you're not going to do 10 and then 10. It's just going to be back and forth. So it's going to go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way up to 10. You might feel some popping in your back while you do this, just kind of like loosening everything up. That's perfectly fine, and it's actually a good thing. Next, we're going to do shoulder rotations, so it's like a shrugging motion. We're going to do forward 10 times and then backward 10 times. The next thing is arms out to the side, small circles with the arms. So you're making small circles with your fingertips, 10 forward, 10 back. Next, we're going to do big arm circles. Same thing, just real big arm circles, trying to get as much range of motion out of that as possible. You're not really swinging them, you're just trying to move the shoulder through that range of motion. You're going to do 10 forward and 10 back. Next, we're going to do elbow circles. Your elbows are going to start at your side and you're rotating at the elbow. Act like you're pressing something down in front of you with your palms facing down. The reverse of that is like you're smelling something. The next, we're going to do wrist rotation. So you're going to put your hands out in front of you and you're just going to draw a circle with your fingertips using your wrists. We're going to do 10 in each direction. And the last circle is we're going to do neck circles. We're going to do this nice and slow. We're going to take the neck in a big circle all the way around, chin to the chest, and then try to touch that ear to the shoulder. Try to bring the head all the way back, ear to the other shoulder, and then back down. Just going to do 10 on each direction, nice and slow. It's going to take you a little bit, but it's okay. Don't try to rush through that. All right, and we're going to end this warm-up with 1 minute of shadow boxing. Just try to loosen up during this time. Just try to get the blood flowing. By the end of this warm-up, you should be nice and loose and ready to go for your workout. Now, if you're completely new to exercise, you may find that this warm-up is actually hard enough to be a workout for you. So if you need to, just run through it one time and you can stop. As you get a little bit better with your fitness, you might say, well, I'm going to do the Real Anime Training warm-up 2 times, or I'm going to do it 3 times. And you'll find that doing that is going to really hit everything and work on your general fitness to get you ready to do other Real Anime Training workouts. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm glad to remake it because the old one was just kind of like in an old basement that from a house I used to live in, and it kind of looked like a dungeon. So this one should look a little better for you guys. If you're looking for some additional training resources, we've got a link in the description that you can click. And if you want to become a patron and help support everything that we do here, we would love to have you. That link is also in the description. And if you would like and share this video and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, do the things, we would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, guys, good luck and train hard.
And a special thanks to these patrons who support Real Anime Training on Patreon.